Hello, my name is Joseph Eyon Ako. I'm a UFIB football coach. Welcome to my channel. On today's session, we're going to look at attacking play. As football coaches, most of the times we expect our teams to move that ball from the back as quickly as they can to the opposition side of the pitch. But what we don't do most of the times is tell these players how we want them to move the ball. So in this session, on today's session, I'm going to show you three ways in which you can train your players to move that ball as quickly as they can from the defensive third to the opposition side of the pitch. So you just stay tuned and watch me go through this session. So as I said earlier, today we'll be working on attacking play. So if I was to deliver this session, I will coach the pink team while I manage the yellow team. So on my pink team, I've got a goalkeeper, a back four, I've got three in the midfield, I have a striker here and a mini goal. And 11 aside, this mini goal will be the wingers. So for the pink team to win a point, they will have to move the ball from the back as quickly as they can to either to the striker or to the mini goals. If they successfully do that, they will win a point. Normally, this session is unopposed for the first 10 minutes because we just want to see the pink team move the ball either to the striker or to the mini goals. What some coaches will do is in the place of the yellow team, they will use mannequins, which will just allow the pink team to move the ball freely. But because I always want all of my players involved in my session, so I decided to bring these yellow players. But for the 10 minutes, as I said earlier, this yellow team will just be passive. They will just shadow. They will not put any pressure on the pink team as they try to move that ball forward. So what we want to see here is how does the pink team move the ball forward. As I said earlier, there are three patterns of moving that ball forward. There are three patterns of attacking. The very first one is playing through the midfield. So the reason is, why do we play through the midfield? One of the reasons why we play through the midfield could be that we have more players in the midfield, a numerical advantage in the midfield. You could be playing against a team that plays with two midfielders while you are playing with three. That gives you a numerical advantage. So it will be easier to play through the midfield because you have that numerical advantage. Another reason could be that you have very good players in the midfield, players who pick those passes and move the ball forward as quickly as you can. If we look at in the Premier League, teams like Manchester City, they have Kevin De Bruyne. Every coach will want to play through the midfield because he's such an intelligent player who will pick that ball here, either find his wingers or play it through. And then another reason why you want to play through the midfield could be that the opposition hasn't really got good players in the midfield. We have seen in the Premier League there are some opposition teams that don't really have good players in the midfield, so playing through them could be very easy. So in this session, the first pattern, if you want to play through the midfield, if you were delivering this session, what happens is the ball always starts with a keeper who plays a pass to one of the center backs. It could be number 5 or number 4. So when he plays that ball to the center back, what you want that center back to do is to play it quickly as he can to the number 6. The reason is because you don't want the center back to keep the ball too much, because when they keep that ball too much, what happens is they are inviting danger. So you could put a condition on the center back and say you are limiting them to 2 touches, because you want him to move that ball as quickly as it can. So immediately that ball comes to the center back, he plays it to the number 6 here. When number 6 receives that ball, number 8 should be providing an option, number 10 should be providing an option, number 8 should be providing an option. And what you want is you have full backs in a very high position, both of them. so that if number 6 cannot play to any of these attacking midfielders, he can use the fullback. The fullbacks can either move it to the mini goals or to the striker to win a point. So that is the first pattern, going through the midfield. Then the second pattern now, if you can't go through the midfield, you want to go around the opposition. And there could be so many reasons why you want to go around the opposition. It could be that the opposition has more players in the midfield, so it will be difficult for your team to break through, so you try to go around them. And the only way to go around your opposition will be through your fullbacks. Or it could be that you have very good fullbacks that are very good in attacking, are very good in moving that ball around the opposition. For example, teams like Liverpool, you see most of the times they'll use Alexander-Arnold because he's very good at picking those passes here and driving forward. Or Paris Saint-Germain with Hakimi, who is a very good fullback. So when your keeper has that ball here, he moves it to one of the center backs. Now you want to use your fullback to move that ball forward. When the fullback receives that pass, he should be providing an option. He should be providing an option. If you can drive through, let him drive through and play through the mini goal or play to the striker. All of this, we have to do it as quickly as you can, because this session, as I said earlier, is unopposed. The first 10 minutes are unopposed. So immediately that ball comes here, you want that fullback to move it as quickly as you can. If you play through this fullback, the next pass should be going to the left fullback, so that we see how he moves that ball. So now we've gone through the midfield, we've gone around the opposition. The last one now is going over the opposition. You might be playing against a team that is very good in the midfield, that has so many good players in the midfield who are very good at intercepting that ball. You don't want to go through them. Or a team that has good wingers who are very good at putting pressure on the back on your fullbacks. You wouldn't want to go through your fullbacks. So what do? You try to go over them. So in this session now, when the keeper has the ball, he plays it to your center back. Can they find your number 9? Can they play it over the midfield? If they play that ball to the number 9, they get a point. Or if they can't find the number 9, can they knock a pass into the mini goal? Remember, in an 11-a-side, these mini goals will be your wingers. So try that as many times as you can. We see it in the Premier League. Even the best teams in the Premier League go long sometimes. We've seen sometimes the Premier League where Alisson gets that ball here, he finds Salah. Or sometimes Van Dijk is here, he is finding Salah. So now we've gone through the 3 patterns you want your team to play. You can go through the midfield. We've given reasons why you want your team to go through the midfield, because you probably have so many good players in the midfield, or you've got that numerical advantage in the midfield, so you want to play through the midfield. Or you want to play around the opposition because you have good fullbacks that are good at attacking, like Liverpool will always use Alexander-Arnold to do that. Or because your opposition has a very good midfield, you don't want to go through them, so you go around them. The last one is you could go long, you could go over the midfield. So do this so many times so that the player get used to it. And on a match day, the instructions are easy. Just tell your center backs how you want to play, so that when they get in there, they get that ball, they already know that they are either playing through the midfield, or they're going around, or they are going over. So after 10 minutes, these players now become active. So they'll play for another 10 minutes, where when the keeper has the ball now, this number 9 is allowed to put pressure on the back 4 to try to win it. And then now you will see how your team can move that ball to the striker or to the mini goals with pressure from the yellow team. As I always say, this is not standard. This is just how I would deliver this session if I was to do it. So you can always do it your own way to fit the ability of your players and your style of play. And as I always say, always end a session with a small-sided game. Your small-sided game can run for 20 to 30 minutes so that you see how your team implements that session in that small-sided game. Thank you for watching. See you some other time. Bye.